Yeah, man. When you came on last, I feel like there's so many people that was the most anytime most people were ever like, oh, I saw your clip on TikTok.
No way. Cool.
Because I feel like so many New York people, like it was very New York.
Yes. Yeah, very New York centric. We can get some clips out of this one too, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, last one was easy. I didn't have to I feel like it just went. But in honor of me starting back up and you being back, and this, you know this song? You have to know this song.
Wait, I needed to continue. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah,
Welcome back by Mace.
Yeah, the sample. Dude, Mace and Cameron's podcast or show.
They have one?
Dude, they have a sports show, and it is the most incredible thing of all time. You have to, check it out.
Is that the one, Vince Staples has been on? Talk about the NBA?
Vince Staples has been on. Jack Harlow's been on.
Okay.
Dude, one of the it's called It Is What It Is.
Yeah.
One of the funnier, pieces of media just out, period, right now.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean, they do, talk well about sports and everything. One of their guests all the time was O.J. Simpson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they don't give, a shit. They just are doing their own thing, and they had beef for so long, and then they, repaired their relationship, and then went on to do the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I did see a clip and being like, wow, these guys literally do not give a fuck. Because they don't have to give a fuck.
No, not at all, because they're not signed to anyone but themselves. Yeah. And it's they have this whole pause compilation, or, they say pause a lot. Yeah. It's so guy and funny, and if you like sports, and it's
awesome.
Not
PC, because they don't have to be, but
exactly.
Wow. Yeah, is that the show that Chad Johnson and someone were talking about how they had a 16-some with 14 women?
I don't know. Well, Chad Johnson and Shannon Sharp have their own show.
Yes. Oh, do they?
Yes. They have their own podcast. Shannon Sharp has his own show, Club Shay Shay, and then It Is What It Is Cameron and Mace, but they'll have guests all the time. They had Brandon Marshall on, Matt Barnes.
Okay, that
Stacks,
that whole group of podcast guys.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So do you know Mace's story about how you can take the headphones off if you want.
All right, yeah. Shout out Mace.
Do you know his whole story about how he left and became a priest?
I do. Yeah. I don't really know too much of the intricacies of it because it was a little bit before my time, but he made a reference to that on the show. I'll send you the clip. The whole thing with Diddy now, we all can see kind of how messed up everything is. And he was saying he got out at the right time. And no one really understood that choice at the time. But in hindsight now,
100%
signed a bad boy. And then, Diddy's your guy, but he controls your career if you're signed to him, a la what we've seen with Cassie.
Yeah.
So with Mace, man, it seems like he, made a choice at the time he was married. And he really did go through some religious reinvention. Now he's kind of back to being Harlem Murder Mace and everything, and I don't know about all the music that he makes and everything, but he's that is such a wild story to leave in your prime, and
it never made sense, but like you said, now it makes sense because the whole Diddy shit. So he probably was like, this shit's fucked up, I gotta get back to my roots. He's a religious guy.
Yeah, I guess so, man. And
he's a pretty admirable guy. I didn't know. It's
an admirable decision, but I mean, I think again, a lot of people just didn't really realize what was going on behind the scenes, and he wasn't privy to say it at the time. But now we all know what's going on, and it's
it's
wild,
weird,
yeah, and
it makes sense. Well, yeah. How are you? We were just talking a little bit before the show. What's new since? I think when you first came on, you weren't just getting started, but you were getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I was probably about 2 years. I was probably about a year and a half in at that point. But yeah, man, things are good. I work at another sports media company now. I know me and you are kind of in the same industry. I see your videos all the time, the Spun, and congrats on that. That's awesome.
Thank you,
and so yeah, I'm working for another sports media company, still doing soccer, social media, my 9 to 5. And then really since then I've grown kind of more of the Instagram side of what I'm doing. I have the New York City History Hub account, which is doing really well. And I've, started really making my personal account kind of more of the Rex, or more New York City kind of neocentric to the city. And that's doing well. And yeah, things are looking up, man.
Oh yeah. They both work together, your Rex and the history of the mob places and stuff.
Yeah. I try to blend the two at times. Yeah.
It also works Italian food, and not that you do food a lot, but it's a lot of bars. I actually went to Ace Bar the week after you were on my show.
Nice.
And had an accident. I didn't know I had the flu at the time.
Oh.
And I was in line and pushed a little too hard.
Oh my God. Wait, did you full-fledged shart action or
I would say 85% shart action, yeah.
No way, dude. And you went with did you know you had the flu?
No, dude. So like, it was like, I woke up that day. I was like, I didn't drink that much the night before. I was like, why am I like very hungover?
You're like fuzzy.
Pushed it. I was like, you know what? I'll go out with my friends. Like, I'll take a nap and then I'll go out. And like, I don't know. I guess I got up from my nap and I wasn't like, I was like, okay, I'm groggy because of my nap. I'm going to get better as the night goes on. And it just, no.
Did you? Okay.
Terrible flu.
I'm trying to see. So you probably had to sit down in an Uber, like when you left.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was probably a stinky Uber.
I mean, so I went into the bathroom of Ace Bar, which is a terrible bathroom for this to happen. And
Sure.
no lock.
No lock. Yeah, dude.
Puddles everywhere.
Wait, this is awful to do.
It was the worst bathroom it could have been.
Man.
Yeah, it was the worst thing of all time.
Probably like on a Saturday night, like
people walking in while as I'm in there. Yeah,
man, this is
Saturday night. Yeah, legit like 11:30.
Oh, that is could not be more brutal. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But glad the clip we talked about Ace Bar got a lot of views.
Yeah. Well, shout out Ace Bar. You guys rock. I had my birthday there a few years ago. And,
oh, did you?
Yeah, man, great spot. I haven't been in a little bit, but I'm trying to like dial back my going out. So in general, but yeah,
I'm like a 1 day a week guy. Like Friday nights, I'm chilling usually.
Yeah, the thing is that I aspire to be a once a week type of person, but I'm very privy to a bender. So it'll continue. I can always make an excuse for going out. I can always be like, oh, there's this going on. Oh, I haven't seen this friend in a while, yada, yada. And then, it spirals and spirals. So I'm actually like trying to not drink period right now. I'm on like a little bit of a sober kick streak and I'm keen to keep it going.
How long has it been?
A streak is about a week. But that for me,
so
that's
you didn't drink this weekend.
No,
okay.
I haven't drank this weekend. I woke up just deathly hungover on last Sunday, and I was like blah blah blah. But I do these like little streaks every year. Like I've done 50 days, 30 days, 20. But this time, and I've said this on podcasts before, but like I'm very keen to like really trying to make a go of it. I'm therapy again and talking to the right people. And my mom's been sober for years and years and years, so she's very knowledgeable of addiction and alcohol use disorder and things like that. So yeah, it's something that's in my life that I'm trying to rectify.
Do you have like a date like June 1st you're going to go back, or you're trying to like, I might just go through the whole summer?
No date at all. Cause like I have set myself up for failure in doing this by setting a date, or like, oh, it's my birthday this date, I'll wait until then. It's so-and-so's graduation, I'll wait until then. Right. But in kind of learning more about alcohol and addiction and it's like the AA kind of Templars, I guess, or points is one of my buddies who's in it was like, the longest anyone's ever been sober is 24 hours. So all you could do is just take it day by day.
For sure. Because
and
you're like not your, like you can be like, okay, this is who I am, but like throughout the day you have different like urges and shit like that just like they come and they go, and like it just whether you can say no to them and keep going.
Yeah, and really the thing is I'm not all too different when drinking as opposed to sober. I'm still energetic and, a go-getter but also, very gregarious, and I love to laugh and I love to make people laugh. So it's, I'm trying to find the ultimate balance from, and not even balance, just kind of like strike it from my life, but also be able to have a social life while sober. And it's been difficult in the past, but I'm really, really like keen and trying my darndest to be as sober as I can.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of friends, you're very social. Like, you don't really have alcohol. It is weird that like we have to do it. Like, I hate being hungover.
It's the
I like
worst
going to the
feeling in
gym
the
as
entire
much as I
world.
can. Yeah, it sucks. I'm my kind of thing is like, I'm not like hey, we're just chilling. Like I went to a Knicks game. I didn't get a beer because I'm like, if I'm only gonna have one, I don't like the taste of that over something
I don't
else.
get the point of one beer. I've
I
never
don't get
gotten
the
the
point of one beer.
Dude, don't invite me out for one drink.
Yeah.
Because one drink's going to turn into 17 and I'm going to stay out till 4 a.m. Because that I only kind of know, like, not to be like Charlie Sheen, I only know one speed, go. But when you are, someone that kind of has this affliction, it's very difficult to stop. And like binge usage is a thing. And so, it's, I don't get one drink. And I never have. I'm the same way. I'm not someone to like keep alcohol in my house and like have a beer while watching a show.
Never.
Never, ever, ever.
I'd rather. It doesn't make it better.
doesn't enhance anything.
Doesn't enhance
because
anything.
I mean, our tolerances now are not going to allow one beer, two even to like three, whatever, to do much, you know. So it's like, dude, I'm not having a drink. I'm either gonna have a drink. I'm either gonna drink.
I'm either partying or I'm not drinking at all.
Boom.
Like,
there we go.
It's gotta be. There's gotta be a purpose.
And
to
it
drinking.
does suck that those are the extremes, because that is quintessential alcohol use disorder. If you can't like find that middle ground or moderate, you can't moderate.
Yeah, if you're doing it, if you're doing it 4 times a week, that's a problem. Like, for sure.
Well, and the repetitiveness of it. Like if you're having a few drinks 4 nights a week, that's bad. And then if you're having 40 in one night or back-to-back nights, that's also bad, you know. So it's like I
wonder how bad like one strong night out a week is
for your health.
It's definitely not good.
I am no doctor, but I am assuming that it's not the best thing for your health. Alcohol is like legit poison.
It's legitimate poison. They got to find something that's like not bad for you that makes you like get out of you, like, you know.
Kava apparently is like a thing. I've never tried it.
That's kind of, I've heard it can fuck up your liver a little bit.
Sure. I think anything that has kind of the properties of intoxication has to be filtered through your liver, and so it's probably not good.
That's
for
true.
it.
Your body.
It's like soda. Soda's not
making
good
your
for
brain
liver.
do something. So
right.
Yeah. Even like cigarette.
God, uplifting start to the pod.
Oh yeah, hey. Are you still like an East Village villain?
An East Village villain.
Was that a thing? Lower East Side?
So the East Villain was a term used to describe the friend group.
Yeah.
And yes, we're still very close friends.
Wow.
It was always a joke. It was never anything that we took with any amount of seriousness, but we had that article written about us.
Who wrote it? New Yorker?
Their name is Brock Collier, and it was for The Cut, which I believe is New York Mag. It is an offshoot of New York Mag.
Yes.
And man, you know what? It was a fun time. It was a fun night. Brock is a really awesome person, and I think like wrote it very, very well as like what was actually going down that night. Did I have a ton of anxiety about it? Absolutely, because you know, to be profiled like that, and then you have to walk around in the world, and that is you, because you know, not everyone's not going to know you personally. They're going to read this and then have a you know, whatever, an interpretation of you, an opinion of you. So yeah, it gave me a ton of anxiety. Obviously the comments on the internet were not very good towards us. But the thing that made me feel a lot better is, I mean, I got a good write up. I didn't look too bad out of it.
You never know like a villain vibe at all.
No, man, I'm like, dude, and the funny thing is that we're all normal guys. We all have normal 9-to-5 jobs. They, you know, they like fashion maybe a little bit more than I do, and that's kind of the crux of their content and what they're doing, and it's awesome, and I really like love their style and you know, the content that they make. I'm, you know, basically how we just got together, where we were 20-somethings living around each other in the East Village or Lower East Side that enjoyed being with each other, going out, flirting with girls, and just, you know, having a good time. And we, my buddy Cody was wearing a hat that said East Villains Surf Club that he made, actually, because he has a clothing company called On Vie La Vie. Check it out. It's actually very good.
I can look at that.
And we were out, and a girl like looked at the hat and goes, "Oh, that's you guys. The East Villains. That's like your group."
Wow.
And so we took it and ran with it as like kind of a joke. And
So you didn't make it up. That is cooler.
No, we didn't make it up at all. But that's like our group chat name still, because again, it's kind of like us poking fun at ourselves. We are all very self-deprecating, despite how maybe they look on the internet like kind of serious, like fit style guys, and me as well. I'm not like out here putting like self-deprecating super humor out. It's, you know, I'm history and I do New York stuff, and I like to like really do, I do take it very seriously. But yeah, man, I mean, just looking back on that experience is very, I'm fond of it, because despite my anxiety in the moment, it was pretty fun.
Did you have anxiety after you already saw the good write-up, or it was just like...
I had anxiety about, the write-up.
Were the comments specific, or were they just like... Because I think like someone sees like, oh, a bunch of... I don't even know if you guys are all white, but like definitely a handful of you guys are white guys.
Yeah.
East
Not all
Village
white,
Villains, New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Like people just have like ideas in their head. without even probably knowing.
Well, the title was "Straight Boy Swooning Over the East Villains."
Interesting.
So, straight guys having fun in New York City, I don't think a lot of people are too fond of, because I don't think it's due to jealousy, but I think it's just a different type of lifestyle
easy
that
target.
It's typically written up. We're easy targets. Yeah. Extremely
I'm doing
easy.
the podcast. Every comment is, oh, another guy with a podcast.
Exactly.
Easiest target in the world.
Yeah, but I remember the video I put up. I was like, make podcast equipment more expensive. Am I right? And which is so funny, because I really enjoy doing these podcasts. I'm considering making one myself, but and then in my mind, literally in my head, I'm like, does another like cisgender white male need a podcast? So I would need to like kind of figure out the crux and the topics in which I'd want to cover. Likely it would be history or like very New York centric, but I mean it's
there's no like pie that like, oh, like there's too many white guys, Nigel can't make one, because like you're good at making content already,
right?
I mean,
I would just have to be very specific about it, because of the comments that you do get. I don't really read many comments anymore, because they were getting to me. And if I let them get to me on the internet, then I'm kind of I'm a simp, I guess, for my own, kind of being, because it's like these people, no one in real life has come up to me in a negative way.
No way.
Zero. It has never, ever happened.
Even if the same people that commented saw you in real life, they wouldn't say anything in real life.
Dude, absolutely. Because they don't have the balls to do it. Not like I'm going to, not like I've never even been in a fight. Like, not like it would get physical or anything, but it's just like no one would really go out of their way to try to be negative to someone in person, unless you have like real nuts about it, and like are trying to start a fight or something. I don't know.
Kind of got to be crazy.
Yeah, it's
and like the
I
homeless
feel
people
like,
aren't on TikTok commenting.
Right. I feel like that's how like celebrities can get, in issues with like assault charges or something, is like someone has the genuine gall to like come up to them and talk smack, and hey, talk shit, get hit, I guess sometimes.
They got a stressful ass life.
I mean, how are your negative comments? Are they
honestly like podcasts? The sports ones I like love, because it's just like, oh, your take sucks, and it's very like, not personal.
Right.
It's very not personal.
It's
so
debate
like,
style.
I'm like, good. This is like helping me with my algorithm.
Sure.
But
yeah,
like the people who like comment on my podcast TikToks. I mean, sometimes I'm like, fuck. Like I'm just trying to get something going, and like it's like, dude, why are you hating on someone who's just like trying to do something? But I don't take it personally at all.
People need to go touch grass. People need to go get laid. People need to go talk to someone. People need to go to therapy. It's, taking your own insecurities out on people on the internet, because maybe you have a different opinion of them and you decide to be vitriolic about it, is such a waste of mental energy and time. I like can't even fathom, really doing that with any sort of consistency.
I just picture them like laying in bed. They haven't gotten up yet. They're not starting their day. They're just fucking there like first thing in the morning, just being negative.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, what do you have something better to do? You likely have something better to do. So like go outside, outside. Everyone, the best advice I can give if you're feeling angry, go outside, especially on a day
going for a walk is legit amazing for
you. Huge walk guy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that like your brain, you just got to be doing something, or else your brain's like, I'm going to be doing something now.
Yeah, well, you don't want to let your brain overthink too much, because then it goes in areas in which you probably shouldn't even be thinking. It's like the whole thing about before you go to bed, you'll think about your like middle school crush, what happened to them, or there's kind of like the meme of, oh man, that girl one time I met who I went on one date with and didn't work out. Like, and I actually have those thoughts like pretty frequently, but it's like in those scenarios, and I'll either like go down to the bodega, or I'll read, or I'll watch something. You just have to distract your own mind. And like when I'm, going on a walk, it's that's where a lot of ideas come from. I will, make the majority of my necessary phone calls, mother, father, grandma, like, brother. And
that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, it's just a good way to get out of your own head. And I mean, dude, on a day like today, I mean, I'm so like happy and glad that spring has sprung and then into the summer. It's like New York is people make the argument that New York sucks in the summer because of how humid it can get and hot and the concrete and everything, but I love it so much.
I love New York in the summer.
I love it. I love it. It can be very hot, but I love it.
Even like honestly, the subways when you're waiting is kind of the only time I'm like, fuck, this sucks.
That can be,
because you're like dripping. You're like, I'm going somewhere now. I'm like all sweaty and shit. But like in terms of like the day to day, I love the heat.
Sure, man.
If I'm allowed to be sweaty, it's okay.
Yeah. It's about allowing yourself to be sweaty now. But like, and you live so close to the park too. Like,
it's great.
What park? We don't know. But no, I'm kidding. But it's like it's so where you are currently, I love, and especially in the summer, like. I'm really trying to be, kind of in this area a decent amount during the summer.
I think it's a good area for my age range. I'm 31.
Yeah.
What do you
think?
Look
like a day over 30, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I'm 29. I just turned 29.
Hell yeah. What do you think's the best neighborhood for like someone in their 30s?
Ooh, okay. Well, someone not in their 30s, that might be.
Let's go 28 to 32.
28 to 32.
Top 3 neighborhoods.
Okay. All right. I think a popular pick would be Tribeca. I'm not picking that. I'm not picking Tribeca because that's like very familial, right? And a little bit more money. So let's I wouldn't even consider that, but like I think a lot of people maybe would. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, Cobble Hill, Brooklyn.
Really?
Park Slope, Brooklyn.
For 28 to 32?
Brooklyn Heights. Yeah, and here's why.
Damn, I would have thought that's older people.
It is, okay, but if you are, 28 to 32, it depends on the type of person you are.
That's
if
true.
You are,
I have a 32-year-old friend with kids. Like,
right, okay, yeah, exactly. If you are that age range with a family, those 3 places are great. Let's take those out of it. We got to get a good clip out of this. No, no, but okay, so let's say, okay, Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights, because I picture at 32, you kind of want to be out of the exact party like area, but you still want to have access to it and be in a fun area.
For sure.
Right? So Crown Heights and Bed-Stuy have really fun things to do. They're much more open. You can get bigger places for not that much money. I mean, Bed-Stuy, the food is so incredible.
Really?
Just everywhere, and it's so varied. It's such a melting pot. I can't recommend it more. I would also say Astoria is a good spot for someone, maybe over the age of 30. I would also say Greenpoint is a good spot for over age of 30 because, again, you want to have fun things around you, but you don't want to be surrounded by Midtown craziness, by Lower East Side yelling, right? Like I'm on the Lower East Side and it can get very loud and it's not even necessarily like the safest area.
It's always going there.
Always going, right? And if I was, in 2 years, 3 years where you are, I likely would want to be around like the Northern Williamsburg or East. I'm sorry,
it's chill around here.
East Williamsburg.
East Williamsburg.
Yeah, East Williamsburg, Greenpoint. I would love to be in. Again, Crown Heights. Bed-Stuy would love. I think Astoria, Astoria is right across the water from Midtown. So you can get in, if you work and you work in an office, you can get in really easily, get out really, really easily. Such great food in Queens.
Little cheaper, maybe?
Little cheaper. And also, you got, you can go to a Mets game really easily. They're building the soccer stadium.
I knew that because of your post.
Yes, man. I'm so excited for that. That's going to be really awesome just for soccer within the United States, specifically New York City and NYCFC.
Yeah, that is big for that. Is it going to be near the Mets Stadium?
It is going to be right next to the Mets Stadium.
That's a way better place for stadiums than like fucking MetLife.
I
never go to Giants games.
I don't want to go to New Jersey to watch
I'm from there, but didn't you live in Hoboken for a bit?
I did live in Hoboken for 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to like, especially where you are, which is a bit more east into New York. You have to travel across a borough and then into New Jersey to go to MetLife, and it's just
I'm never going. No way.
Yeah, I would much rather just head out to Queens, real quick. And it's,
I was gonna say watch on TV, but if I'm gonna go to a game, I mean Yankees games aren't too bad. I think. Because I get to Union Square really easily.
Yeah, the Bronx you could just bang up to, on the 6 train. And
have you still like been like meeting more and more creators from New York City through your I
meet people all the time, and I'm not too keen on going to like the creator events, and
I can see them being kind of lame.
It's not about being lame. It's just I know what I like to do on a night out. I know who I like to see, and in getting older, I'm more privy to comfort as opposed to putting myself out there as much. I do still do that, and I still love meeting new people, and I'm still very open. But I don't necessarily like to force the going out thing or force myself into a situation just so I can potentially meet someone, you know? But that being said, I have met a lot of amazing people through TikTok and Instagram and just the social media space.
And then once you do meet them, like how many events do you need to go to? How many new friends you need to keep making? Like, sure, it's always good. I will always like to meet new friends.
Yeah.
But like after a while, I'm like, all right, I already have friends. I got to go hang out with them.
Yeah. And I have seen a drop off with some kind of like day one OG, like college friends where I'm, you know, a lot of them are placed in Brooklyn and I'm in Manhattan. Not that it's, you know, a huge bitch to get out to Brooklyn ever, but it's just, you know, for comfort's sake, I would rather like bar hop around the Lower East Side or East Village. And I miss these kids so much. And it's like, it takes like direct planning to go and see them this place, this time. And then, you know, they maybe will go home. A lot of them are dating people, have long-term boyfriend, girlfriends. And so, you know, they're leaving at 12 and I'm still wanting to, you know, be out. And then all my friends are in Manhattan. So then I got to Uber there and that's another charge. And so it's, yeah, I haven't been to as many kind of events or really seeking out creators as like real friends, but I do have a lot of them in my life, which is great.
Do you try to keep your dates like in your neighborhood?
No. In fact, I don't go on dates in my neighborhood at all. I find it to be a little presumptuous at times. I try. What I will do if I am asking a girl out on a date, I will ask them, what neighborhood do you live in? And I will pick a place within their neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh no, I definitely. Oh, if they're in a different neighborhood, I will definitely, you know, do what's convenient for them. But like honestly, like sometimes I set my thing to 1 mile just so like I don't have to go in the city. Like I went to the Upper East Side for a date recently. I'm like,
that's a little deep.
And then there's like, oh, we got date 2. I got to do it again.
Sure.
Fuck.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, but you know what? If you really like them, then you'll do
exactly.
it. It's like the whole thing. It's
that's
like,
a good test to see how much you like them.
Yeah, it's like if they want to, they will.
Yeah,
you know, especially for men to women. But I also love, man. I know all these places around me. I've been to them, you know, and if I haven't been to them, I'll go to them. I like to, you know, expand and go to different places and you know go like see parts of maybe Brooklyn I haven't been to. You know, if it's the Upper East Side. That's cool because I'm never really up there that much for eating or, you know, drinking purposes. So I always try to go to where they are. And it also, you know, provides them, I think, a certain amount of comfort. And if the date goes bad, they can, you know, they're close by, they're close to home and everything.
Yeah. So. No, I feel like you gotta, at least for the first few dates, do what's convenient for them.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that is a good test though, because if I did like a girl so much, I would go to Union, New Jersey for a date. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, sure.
If I like them that much, it is a good test.
Union, New Jersey. Hell yeah.
I mean, there will be. That's not going to happen, but yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
Never know.
So yeah, I feel like you've explored probably New York more than most people our age.
Sure, I'll take that.
I wonder what percentile you're in.
I can confidently say I've been to every single neighborhood on the island of Manhattan. I've been to a good amount of the Bronx. I'm not going to sit here and say I've been to every part of the Bronx. I haven't been to like Inwood, for example, which is like actually kind of a really nice spot.
You've been to Brownsville?
In the Bronx. Yeah, I've been to Brownsville.
There's a lot of Irish people.
Brownsville, Brooklyn? Brownsville, Brooklyn is violent. It's like one of the most violent
what am I thinking of?
areas.
It's in it's like in the Upper East, very deep Upper East.
Oh, Yorkville.
Yorkville, maybe.
Yorkville.
Oh, interesting.
Yorkville's like, it's like familial. And I think at one point it was very German, actually. But yeah, I could see like an Irish contingent there. I've been to confidently, I would say over 90% of Brooklyn. Queens is an area that I'm looking to kind of invest my time in a bit more.
I can see you moving to Queens.
I could see myself moving to Astoria or Long Island City because I still, for what I do, I still really need to be close to Brooklyn and Manhattan.
Long Island City is like right there.
Yeah, Long Island City is right there, but like
basically Greenpoint.
The subway system north to south in Brooklyn and Queens sucks. Like it's so bad.
It really does.
I don't understand. I think they just didn't expect people to really live there en masse.
For me to get to Dumbo is like, it shouldn't be that long, but it's like a huge pain in the ass.
I live on the Lower East Side, right? I am at the foot of the Williamsburg
Bridge. Just go
right
across
on the Manhattan side. If I were to try to subway here, I would have to walk to the L, which is on 14th and First, which is not even close.
Yeah.
And then L over and then walk, down from whichever stop it is, right? Instead, I took a city bike and I was here in 20 minutes.
How far are you from the L, 14th and First?
I'm below the number grid, so at least 15, 16 blocks.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So that'd be a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And
I'm like in between B and C, lower than it though. So I would have to, traverse avenues and everything. So it's not conducive to me to take it. And so that's like why city bikes, especially electronic city bikes, are the best, because I just go across the bridge, boom, in Williamsburg.
Yeah. No, I feel like I kind of know where you live based off that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't city bike enough. I think maybe this summer I'll do that.
Man, I city bike.
You city biked to me last time too.
I city bike everywhere if I can.
What was the furthest city bike you've ever done?
Oh, good question, man. Lower East Side to Corona, Queens for a brand deal at a restaurant that it was an Italian restaurant. I went by myself and I purposefully did that like kind of for the video. I wanted to include a long city bike. It was so long that it was off the city bike grid. There were no city bike stops in Corona, Queens, because it's like really approaching Long Island, right? So I had to park my city bike in whatever part of Queens, really the last one that I saw on the map. I even went too far and then went back because I was assuming there were city bike stops. There weren't. And then walked a mile and a half to the restaurant.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What
and
was
then
that?
walked a mile and a half
I remember
back.
you doing that.
It was probably early fall of 2022, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that.
Wow. One segment I liked that you did it a few times, was I think it was like actors or actresses that Hollywood has tried to force on us that just didn't work.
Yeah.
That was really good. I was like, damn,
dude.
those were
Yeah.
good.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I love doing it. That is not content that has anything to do with anything.
That's like
New
just
York
a
City
unique
whatsoever.
idea you had. You're like,
and it did
this one's
so
yeah.
well, and I just haven't really stuck with it because it's not what I really, really enjoy doing. But it's fascinating to me. I love film. I'm like a big film and television person. It provides me a lot of joy and pleasure. And so I'm very fascinated by pop culture and Hollywood history specifically. So I guess it is kind of historical in a way to look back and see who, didn't make it, or, kind of just who was in what at what time. But
who do you think stands out to you as someone that Hollywood just tried to force and it just didn't work?
Alex Pettyfer is the first one that comes to my head.
Alex
Pettyfer was in they were trying to push him as an action star, as like a young hot guy. He was in this movie called I Am Number 4.
Oh, I saw that in theaters.
He was in a movie called Beastly with Vanessa Hudgens. He was in Magic Mike, and apparently he was just a huge asshole, and like everyone hated working with him, and all those movies bombed. And so now he doesn't really have.
If you can't sell a big Hollywood movie, they're done with you.
Yeah. And like I think when I made this video, a lot of Sam Worthington is another good example.
That's the Avatar guy.
Avatar guy.
Yeah, I remember he was like, okay, he's supposed to blow up now. And it's like,
name another movie he's in besides Avatar 1 and 2.
I do know one, Fractured, but
okay, I don't even know what that is.
It's like a Netflix thriller mindfuck movie. That's like it's a movie that like it sucks, but it has a great twist. So then people see it.
Okay, well, it sucks,
no,
it's those are like the first two that kind of come to my head. Gerard Butler is another one, but he was in so many movies.
It's worked a little bit, but like it hasn't worked enough.
Right. A lot of people came at me for adding Hayden Christensen and Gerard Butler, but I don't think they got what I was going for with that topic. When I'm saying Hollywood tried to make them a star, I'm talking about a legacy movie star, a Denzel, a Jack Nicholson.
Oh yeah.
Even to a smaller point. Right now, like Miles Teller was someone that I thought like could have gone that way, but he been very successful.
For sure worked.
And he's still working. I mean, Top Gun, obviously, but like he was someone that I thought could go that way, and he has maintained his
Henry Cavill, maybe. At least he doesn't do it for me.
Nah,
I like
he's Superman, man.
But like
Man with Uncle, yeah. Army Hammer. I mean, he did it to himself.
I mean, he
did it to himself.
Ate people, yeah.
Dude, I saw the House of Hammer documentary recently. Wow, man, he was a handful. He's a terrible person.
Don't they like date back to like Russian oligarchs and stuff? That family.
I don't know. I don't know about that. All I do know is that the Armin Hammer family is very wealthy. Yes,
and Armin Hammer is the name.
Yes, and they were all very nefarious, not great people, very grubby, like money grubby, hungry, greedy fucks, and they screwed a lot of people over.
You don't bounce back from cannibal text.
Imagine being never being told no in your entire life, right? And imagine you're so good looking that you have regular sex just can't do it for you anymore because you've had so much of it.
It's a bottomless pit.
So then you resort to this, which is, illegal and really hurts people and all these things, and it's just disgusting. I mean, wow. Yeah. Was it just...
But there's so many, like Leonardo DiCaprio's, he's basically probably never been told no. Maybe he was told no as a little bit as a kid. And he does weird shit, but he's not eating people.
I know a girl who hooked up with him who said that he wore headphones the entire
I've heard
time.
that too.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I've heard that actually from 2 women that have hooked up with him, but I just have heard that like through the grapevine over and over. And it's probably because, dude, he's like, it's probably more of an activity for him than anything sort of intimate.
I've thought about, I wonder if there's like, like some like, what frequencies can like do stuff to your brain or like, put you in a state of like calmness or a state of like excitement. He's doing something to like enhance it. I think, bro. It's so weird.
It's incredibly
it's supposed to be like two people doing something together, not like, that to me, that makes me think he's like using them.
He probably is using them. He's probably using them for the release. He likely has a sex addiction. I mean, just kind of based off what we've seen. He also will date people half his age. This guy's almost 50. The joke is that he doesn't date anyone over 25, but then you look into the data of who he's dated and none of them are over 25.
Oh, no.
And it's so strange.
I don't think, I mean, like, I'm not like off limits, like, I would never date like a 24-year-old, but I probably wouldn't. Like, it's a little young.
Right, and you're 31.
Yeah,
and that's like
exactly.
Because you and that girl have not lived, she has not lived enough life, and you've lived a lot of life, especially being in New York City. Relatability would be low as far as human activity and maturity and all these things. But sure. I mean, I've seen 31 to 35-year-old men in New York City who are the most immature people of all time, so it's like,
absolutely.
There's a weird kind of balance, I guess you got to strike.
Yeah. And yeah, I just feel like, I had gone on a date with like, someone who's younger, not that young, but like, I was just like, I feel like I already experienced that. Like,
sure.
I'll like see like their like stories on social media and I'm just like, okay,
they're at Acme.
That's a young person.
Yeah, they're at Catchy Shoopy.
Not even necessarily where they are, just like the way you're presenting yourself. I'm like, this just, nothing wrong with it, but just like, I'm so much older than
Steve
that.
needs a girl who's going to be reading on Friday night.
Yeah. If you're not reading on Friday nights, I'm not talking to you.
Hey, come and holla.
You're definitely a big reader.
I like reading. I love reading, yeah.
Tell you have like a good vocabulary. What are you reading right now? I'm reading
this book called Arkansas Godfather, which is about this man named Oni Madden who started the Cotton Club in Harlem, which was like the premier jazz club of the Roaring 20s. And he was an Irish mobster based out of Hell's Kitchen who, came to rise and be the richest mobster within New York City of his day. And he like served time in jail for murder and all these things. But he was told by Fiorello LaGuardia, the mayor of New York at the time, get out of here. Just like, don't come back to New York City. We're not going to arrest you. We're not going to send you up to Sing Sing again. Just leave.
Why didn't they wouldn't arrest him? Do you think he had like...
Because he was so powerful,
Yeah.
And it was like they had arrested him so many times and tried him on so many things and been unsuccessful that they essentially were just like, look, man, leave. Go.
We're not going to bother you, but you have to legit leave.
And that's kind of like minimizing that aspect of the story. But why it's called Arkansas Godfather is he goes to then live in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And Arkansas, at the time, at least Hot Springs had legal gambling. So he looks at a place like that, good weather, hot for sure. But like, it's not going to be New York winters, and was like, I could take advantage of that. I can make a lot of money here gambling. And so he'd have all his like famous homies, famous mobsters come through. It was like it's still to this day, it's kind of like a resort town in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, I think I've heard of stuff being there.
Sure, yeah. There's like there's a racetrack there. There's still, I think, casinos there. Like I still think like this area of Arkansas, it has legalized gambling, and it's fascinating. Yeah, and I actually really want to go there, frankly, in reading this book. But also, there's so much mob lore, so much mob history. A lot of it hasn't been torn down, so there's like a lot of just like old stuff there. Al Capone would go stay there.
Really?
You know, like after
random state you wouldn't think with gangsters.
Yeah. And so that's like what is so fascinating about it to me is small town in Arkansas, you know, kind of like an oasis from the law, and all of these mobsters would go there. Huh?
It's probably why he picked it.
Yeah,
he's like,
that is exactly why.
I can make this mine.
He knew he could make money there, and he knew it'd be relaxing. And then part of the story is him falling in love with the Postmaster General's daughter, and how they got married, and
is that a big age gap?
Part of it's like a love story. Yeah, it was a decent age gap.
They like Leonardo DiCaprio and whatever the fuck.
I mean, dude, Leonardo DiCaprio would probably do well to play Oni Madden in a movie.
I was going to ask you,
never
who do you think would
really
play
been
him?
one. He looks like my old advisor from college. I've always thought that. There's this one specific picture, but I could see a Leo. I could see a Leo playing him. I could see he looks okay. So have you seen The Departed?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, he looks like, remember when Matt Damon goes into the interrogation room?
The guy who gives him the phone,
yes.
He's like...
He looks exactly like that guy. But then...
Dark hair.
And just the worst American accent you've ever heard. Like, you know, I'm not going to be home for supper. But he's like, he's Irish or whatever he is, Scottish. But
so maybe, what's his name? Fucking...
I see Miles Teller doing it.
Who's the guy in
Miles Teller actually
Red?
Really well.
He's like Ben Mendelsohn, maybe.
Ben Mendelsohn, yeah, sure.
Like that guy
sure, yeah. Ben, he would have to, I think, get beefed up a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I guess he's a little.
Ben
old.
Mendelsohn's great.
He's
dude.
a great
Place
actor.
Beyond the Pines, yeah.
Yeah, Place Beyond the Pines is fucking sick.
That's a great film.
Yeah, that it's long, but the scenes in that when he's like on the bike stealing from the bank is
cool.
the most. That's how I'm like that felt real. Like
yeah.
It's like a million gunshots, just one dude on a bike.
It's so funny seeing Ryan Gosling in that movie and then seeing kids in Brooklyn looking the exact same, bleach blonde hair, a bunch of tattoos.
Legit.
A lot of my buddies look like him, and they'll be like, "That's their favorite movie." I'm like, okay.
I feel like one of those East Village Villains guys had like a wife beater, tattoos.
I was hanging with my friend Cody today. He was rocking a wife beater, had a ton of tattoos. Man, those are great kids. I love them to death.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely not throwing shade. If you could dress like that, why the fuck not? Like I saw someone rocking a wife beater at the gym, and I'm like, I feel like my personality just can't pull off a wife beater.
I would look so weird in a wife beater.
Yeah, we're not wife beater guys.
Yeah, we're not wife beater guys.
Yeah.
We're athletically driven.
100%.
You know, you got Ame Leon. Oh, is that New Balance? I thought it was Ame Leon Dore.
It's like a collab.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. But you know, you're rocking. You look like you could go play basketball right this second.
Very light workout.
Gym. You look like exactly. And you know what? I'm rocking a Super Bowl T-shirt and some like Reeboks you could run in. And, you know, earlier today I was wearing a soccer jersey, and that's like kind of our steez, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah, I like athletic wear.
Yeah, me too. I like being comfortable. I'm all about comfort mentally, comfort physically, and emotionally.
But you still get out of your comfort zone and like pose despite like being like expecting shitty comments and all that.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't really worry about that. I want to expand my fits this summer into. I'm watching the show Ripley on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I watched it. I turned it on for a second.
Dude,
it's good.
So good. Keep watching it. I'm gonna like finish it up tonight. But you know, it takes place in the 50s, and I really like the you know, that's like when I'd probably wear a wife beater is like button down with wife beater
such
underneath,
a different vibe,
and some you know, some nice slacks or some short shorts, something like that.
Some like short sleeve button down.
Yeah, I'd rock that.
Summer's a good time to change up your style. I mean, I'll always be a big t-shirt guy, but like
oh man, I'm t-shirts till I die.
Yeah, I like a loose t-shirt. They don't make a lot of thick. If I find a thick t-shirt like a coffee place I went to, I'll buy it because majority of the time you buy a t-shirt on the internet, it's shit.
It sucks.
I don't know. I'm either large or an XL. If I get a large, I can't wash it or I can't dry it.
Right, yeah, because you don't want that shrinkage. That shirt fits perfectly.
The shirt fits. It's an XL. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that fits you as well.
Boom.
But let's see what else I have for you. I didn't even write much down because I'm like, Nigel you can throw him a topic. He can say whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, well, we're also buds too. It's not it's not forced conversation whatsoever.
It doesn't feel like it's been 2 years.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, man.
No, God, has it been that long?
Why? I mean, that was like March 2022.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I remember I went on a date afterwards.
Yes, you did.
That was the lone date.
Lone date.
That was the lone date that I had with that girl.
Oh, it was a single date.
Yeah, just a.
I'm not big on date 2 unless I'm really fucking into it. I went on like a date 2 with someone who I was like, I didn't really want to go on it, but like they hit me up. You go on a date, you have a few drinks, you're like, oh fuck yeah, I'll do another one. You get excited in the moment.
Sure.
You wake up the next day, you're like,
love.
They're cool, but like,
yeah, that's like why sober dating. I've done a little bit of it. Not enough to like really be kind of an aficionado on it, but that's something that right now I'm going to have to really like figure out. And it's not about figuring it out. It's just about, instead of a bar, let's go grab a snack or a coffee or go on a walk or go to a museum, mini golf, anything, just to like kind of stay occupied, but not in a drinking manner. And I also am looking forward to sober dating because of I really feel as though if I genuinely like them, then I genuinely like them.
Sure.
It's not the alcohol talking.
100%.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And like part of the reason I don't like to go on a date during the week, I will, but I like to wake up early and go to the gym. And like even like 2 drinks, say I'm like kind of fine in the morning. It's at 6 in the morning, I'm like 18% less.
6?
Oh,
You're
for sure.
6 o'clocker? Oh,
dude, I was like 5:30 for a while.
Dude, why? No, I'm kidding.
Dude, get the day started. But the thing is, in the summer, after work, if you don't have plans, you're like, it's 6:30. I've already done the gym. I've already done that. I'm just gonna go walk around, and that's what I end up doing.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that sounds so nice in concept and in theory.
I know, what a tough life.
But no. But no, what I'm saying is like, I was talking about the gym early on, but yeah, after like an after work walk with someone that you genuinely appreciate and like, or grabbing dinner. I don't think you should really do dinner on a first date.
I agree. But imagine, like, you get there. Sometimes in the first 5 seconds, you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, it's also, first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, now it's appetizer, entree, dessert, and, okay, well, I already know I don't really want to be here much, and especially if you're not drinking as well, you can't really like mime it or fake it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of like coffee dates, walks, I like picnics.
Have you done a walk first date?
Yeah, many times.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, how'd that go?
Well, I'm still single, so no, but it's, man, they're good, dude. I like to keep it moving. I really do. I'm I have ADD probably, so I'm like,
I think I do too.
Anytime I'm staying stagnant, I like get a little antsy. So I want to keep it moving, and that's what caffeine and a walk will help you with. And I think you just get the blood flowing. I think it gets the mind flowing a little bit. And
there's definitely something about like when you're walking, like your eyes are seeing stuff coming your way.
Yeah,
aka like you're moving forward. It's something to do. It does something with your brain that like makes like
you can make observations.
Yeah.
For me, knowing history, I can like point stuff out, which is kind of like a little bit of a flex.
That's actually you're probably a great walker for that reason.
Dude, going on a walk with me, ladies.
Do you know like where like, would you be able to be like, oh, this is where fucking Kurt Cobain lives? Obviously, he doesn't live there.
Yeah, I can do that. I can point things out. Like I've gone on dates where a girl will be like, "Can we go on a history walk of my neighborhood?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, yeah." That's something I've done before. I mean, when the first date of the girlfriend that I had for a year,
the actress
was a walk.
Wow,
it was a walk
to remember.
It was yeah,
Mandy Moore.
I guess so. Hey, shout out Mandy Moore. Hit me up if you're single. I know you're not, but
who's she with?
I have no idea. I have no clue. Who cares? Probably a bum. Nah. But yeah, we went on a walk and it went well. And I've been on walks where that was the only time we saw each other, and other times we would hang out a lot more. I think it's a good way to get to know someone.
What do you have any like next moves?
Next moves, man. I want to start making merchandise for
merch.
Specifically. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But specifically for the New York City History Hub account. It's the highest following I have, and it's just I want to find a way to monetize it a little bit more outside of the brand deals that I've done.
You can definitely make cool shirts with that. Like, all that like only New York stuff, like your New York City parks. Have you seen that merch?
Yes.
People buy that shit. Like,
yeah, and I was thinking about doing like specific things in New York. Not like my branding, but like specific restaurants.
Like an outline of a restaurant on the back or
yeah,
something.
or like parts of a neighborhood or even mafia related things. I got to be careful there. I don't want to get killed, but no, I'm kidding. But yeah, so that's like really what's next up. And then I want to start doing a bit more lifestyle type content. So a little bit more day in the life, a little bit more vlogging, let people kind of into my life.
You definitely had done that before.
I had done that before, yeah. And I found it to be kind of a nuisance. I don't really want to do things just so I can have content for a vlog. And I also don't want to like be here filming shit all the time and like kind of be that person, because I find vlogs to be fairly annoying. But I would like to do my vlogging, or whatever you want to call it. I call it lifestyle content a bit differently. Just let people into my life a little bit more, let people know who I am, because they can visually know who I am and know my voice, but I feel as though my personality and really what I do on a day-to-day basis hasn't really been a part of my content.
Yeah, I even like feel that with myself a little bit with this, because it's like I'm asking people questions.
Yeah,
like
you're the interviewer.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not like, I'm sure like some of my personality definitely pops out, but I am trying to find more ways to show more who I am, and B, just like I need to make something that differentiates this.
Sure.
Like if I had a version of you on every week where it's like a New York City creator, like I could rattle them off. That's an idea. But it's so tough to lock people down.
It is, man. I feel like you have something good going here. You have like the proper setup. You have like the right equipment. You have you, who's like a really good interviewer, good question asker. And I understand the guest problem. Like I do.
It's tough.
Dude, people like I've had to, even like with you, we tried to do this like a year ago, and it was like tough to like connect and everything. It's just like people are busy, especially in the summer, but just fucking you should like maybe take this to the streets and do like some question asking.
It's not about, although then it's like, there's another white guy asking questions to people on the street. But yeah,
there's always going to be
better questions.
There's always going to be
another white guy.
There's always going to be another white guy. There's always going to be a saturated market, man, for what you do in content. And it's just, you got to just do it. And if you can do it better than others, funnier in a different style, then boom, there you go.
Yeah. 100%. Because I don't watch every person on the street asking questions, but sometimes they'll catch me.
Yeah.
Especially
if the question's interesting, or especially the person getting interviewed is interesting or hot. You know? Yeah. Hey, hot people, be hot on the internet. If you're hot, be hot on the internet.
Use what you got.
You know, I'm gonna watch.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people watch. Yeah. So you were on Ithaca's basketball team.
Correct, for a season and a half.
Do you think how well do you think you guys would have done in the women's tournament, Division One?
Dude, this question. Oh my goodness, man, we would have gotten beat. We would have gotten beat. Definitely by UConn, Iowa, LSU. I mean,
USC.
The USC. I hate USC so much. Just like they're everything about them.
The girl in them, Juju
UCLA
Watkins.
fan. Juju Watkins is disgusting.
She's really good.
I would lose handily in a one-on-one game to every top level women's basketball player.
I played on the women's practice squad for my college, Loyola, Maryland.
Yeah.
And there was one girl who transferred from Eastern Carolina who was like a top 50 recruit, and she was fucking sick.
Dude, these women would fucking destroy every single consistent basketball playing person in the entire world.
The best ones that we were watching during the tournament would. But there was definitely some on the Loyola women's team. I would say majority that they wouldn't let us jump in practice.
They wouldn't let you jump.
But that one girl who was the transfer was run around us and choose and
Yeah, any guy who does not, and this is coming from a man who played collegiate basketball.
Yeah.
I would get my ass kicked by Caitlin Clark. And any guy who is telling you that he wouldn't is lying to himself and has way too big of an ego. Ladies, break up with him.
Yeah, unless it's obvious that he's so good,
unless they are a Division I collegiate basketball player who is still consistently playing as an adult, they're going to lose.
If it's the pickup god, he's not going to beat her.
Dude, they're going to lose.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're going to lose.
She's really talented.
Caitlin Clark will shoot over you, will dribble past you, and is probably smarter than you and tougher than you and everything.
And she's 6 feet tall. She's 6 feet tall. She's not 5'4".
Cameron Brink is 6'4". Dude, she's gonna box you out. She's gonna grab rebounds over you. She's gonna dunk on you.
6'4".
I don't know if she can dunk, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Just Angel Reese will make you fall.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Poa will make you fall. It's Juju. You're fucked. Don't ever think you could beat a top level women's collegiate basketball player.
There's no way.
No shot.
I mean, I'm sure I could have gotten a spot on some of the rosters, but
we're just built different. We're men. You're pretty tall. You're bigger, but yeah, skill wise, there's a huge disparity.
No, they would pick my pocket every time.
Yeah, there's a huge disparity.
I would be like a fucking like a Greg Ostertag down low.
Not
even though, because they're taller than me now.
Yeah. Yeah, God, man, make podcast equipment more expensive.
Yeah, hey, white guy, men are better than women. I'm
so
kidding.
Weird. No, I love it. No. That question caught me off guard, but I love it. That's so funny.
Yeah, I was going to get a coffee before this, and I thought about it. Yeah. He played basketball, and I figured you would have a realistic answer because you're not like a dumbass.
Yeah, I mean, just being honest, it would kill me.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. Yeah. Where do you see yourself like settling down once you're like? If you're ever done with city life.
Man, it's so far away from my reality right now that it's tough to think about that, frankly.
Unless you're like a West Coast guy, so like.
Yeah, I don't want to go back to the West Coast. No. I never want to leave the East Coast ever again. Specifically
really?
The tri-state area. I love it here so much. I
love it down to there.
Yeah, I love the seasons. I love the people. If settling down, if money is not a huge problem in my life, I could see myself close to the city in a place like Connecticut. I could see myself in Westchester County.
Yeah.
I could see myself in Queens. I can see myself in, mid to lower Brooklyn. I really love New York City so much. And it's so much of what I do on a day-to-day basis and how I can, monetize my content and the content that I make. So leaving New York City in any sort of like future vision that I have is just not there because I'm trying to ingrain myself within this city and just really try to make it in New York. And if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. And so I'm it's just so part of who I am right now as a person that it's just tough for me to see anything else.
You also get a lot out of the city. Like
I try to attack the shit out of it.
Like you get your money's worth, I feel.
I try my best.
I don't know if I do. Like I have great, I have great weekends, but like I don't know if I explore that much, but
yeah, dude, the best part about New York is the ability that it gives you to explore. Easy public transportation, easy transportation anywhere. You have a Brazilian restaurant down, that I saw downstairs. You have the world at your fingertips, especially within the melting pot of New York, and like all these different cuisines, all these different types of clubs, all these different types of bars, parks, sports leagues. Like the New York offers so much, and anyone who's not taking advantage of it and not actively exploring it, I feel is just doing themselves a large disservice. And why live in New York if you're just going to be stagnant? Not saying you, but like staying stagnant, staying within their home, being a homebody. Why be here? Why be in an expensive place like
Especially
New York?
If you don't need to go to the office. Like some people, if you're working remote, you can live anywhere and you're living. Like I'm going back to the office now, but like for the past few years, I could have left. So I was always thinking like, damn, maybe I should, because I don't feel like I get enough out of the city. But there are like there's enough I get out of it where like, I'm like,
right.
If I wasn't here, I would be getting even less.
Right. Well, why pay the amount of rent that we do and the amount of money that we do on things here, which are more expensive than anywhere else in the entire country, maybe sans San Francisco.
Yeah.
Then why be here? If you're not going to like really take advantage of it and explore it.
Yeah. So where's your now that you're going to try to not drink, where's gonna be like your hangout spot? Like, do you go to the, like I have McCarran Park. What do you have Lower East?
I got Corlear's Hook Park, which is close by. Tompkins is really close by.
Square Park.
It's not really about me hanging out in public places. I'm not someone that will take a book to Tompkins Square Park and read. It's just like I can do that at home. I'm someone who, what I'm gonna try to do most with my time is go eat a lot, go to a ton of restaurants and make content about that. Try to be more active as far as like literally like physically active. Go play more basketball, go skateboard more, go to the gym more. I am going to try to traverse this city as much as possible. Go to Coney Island and spend a day there. Go to Jackson Heights, Queens and do a food tour. Really take advantage of the days that I have, the sunlight, especially with the expanded days that we have in the summer. You can stay out till 8, and there's daylight.
Sure.
And then, at nighttime, I've found myself to be struggling with like things to do, but it's just about, really kind of coming home, relaxing, putting on a movie, putting on a TV show, hanging out with, maybe if you have a girl or a friend, you can, maybe watch a movie with them, something like that, right? It's just about really what my mom told me in being sober is you have to be very diligent with your time, because I'm bad with unstructured time. If I'm not working, I have to be doing something else. And then I can finally let myself relax, because I'm someone who, if I haven't accomplished something like during the day, even like a small victory, like I go to the gym, something like that, then I have anxiety about it.
I'm restless as fuck.
I'm restless.
If I don't go to the
restless.
gym, yeah, that's what I think the gym's great for. It like makes you so tired that you like you allow yourself to be like, I can just sit down and watch Ripley on fucking
exactly.
Netflix.
I need to make myself tired by the end of the day,
We're like
or
dogs.
else I'm very restless.
So you have a puppy, you're like, I got to take it out on a long walk, or it's gonna be barking and jumping around everywhere.
We dogs.
We're East Village villains. We're dogs.
But yeah, man. So I'm just gonna spend as much time attacking New York City as much as possible and exploring.
Hell yeah! All right, man. I said we wrap it up. I think that was a nice ode to New York City, and fuck, I think I'm playing the audio. Fuck, but Nigel Roxbury, dude, thanks for coming back.
Dude, thanks for having me, man. I love talking to you.
Making content. I had to. You're a good guest. I had to get something back going, so I appreciate you coming on.
Hey,
man.
follow Steve Driscoll Pod. Is that what it is? Or
Steve Driscoll Show? Yeah.
Steve's Driscoll Show, baby. Hey,
yeah. Hell yeah.
Love it.
That's the name. All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Peace.
Nigel, thanks for coming.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, bro.